Welcome back, everyone. Zeke, what are you talking about?
Oh, god damn it. I thought he was going to come back singing.
Who?
Sean, D9.
Oh, I
don't
didn't.
sing.
I didn't hear that. Sean, you want to sing? You want to do this over again?
No, I thought he was going to come back from break like, I just peed and it was great.
Oh. Okay.
Guys, I have excellent aim.
Okay. Great. Fantastic.
Duly noted.
Duly noted. Yeah. Let's talk about what we've been playing. We'll start with Zeke. Zeke, what have you been playing, sir?
I picked up The Witness.
Sean's completed The Witness, so now let's talk about how bad Zeke is. No, I'm joking. You're actually surprising. Look, this is going to make me sound like a huge asshole, Zeke.
I know exactly what you're going to say, and everybody in chat already said it while I was playing.
I'm
a little more clever than I let on.
Dude, you were fucking rocking it. The Witness, man. I tuned into the stream and was thinking I was going to watch someone just running into a pole for 4 hours, but you solved like so many fucking puzzles and got so far in this game, and I think you actually really enjoyed it. Talk to me about The Witness.
Yeah, I actually I ended up really enjoying it. I dismissed it because I played the first, I played it for about half an hour over at Man vs. Games House. And so I kind of knew the basic gist. Because, I mean, if you've played it, you know half an hour ain't shit. So I played it for about half an hour, so I knew the basic gist of it. And then I got through that half an hour and started seeing all these new puzzles and new things. And I started really like, oh my God, okay, so this, and then look, I'm on a boat and I can, there's a thing all the way across. Oh my God, that's really clever and shit like that. And I'll tell you, like, I got, I don't know how many hours did I play that? Let me see here.
I can pull it up if you like.
I have it right here. 15 hours. I have 15 hours of playing this game, and 3 of those, I believe, were off cast.
Really? I didn't even know you played it off cast. That's awesome.
Yep. And here's the reason why I played it off cast, because I ran up against a puzzle wall that my brain worked really well on certain puzzles and certain like I could see it in my head. I'm like, okay, I can do this. Okay, there we go. And that, solve. And then I ran up against the Tetris shit. And for some reason, my brain was like, we don't know how to do this.
Oh, that was really hard.
Shut you down. And I spent 3 hours offline on like 4 or 5 puzzles, like just those 4 or 5, like trying to fucking, and I started cutting out shapes like out of paper and like trying to like move them around like tangrams.
Damn.
That's awesome.
But like the first like I want to say the first like 10 hours, 11 hours, I was blowing through a lot of different like areas and stuff. And surprisingly, for a puzzle game, chat wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that another thing. When I was watching, I was like, when I saw people play this game at launch, chat was awful, as it is with most puzzle games. But when you're streaming this game last week, it was like really pleasant. And I think it's because you weren't being negative on stream as you were solving them. You were like, you were being positive. You were thinking about, you were saying things as they would come to you in your brain. Like that's fucking talking, but you're being very vocal about what you were doing. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Here's the thing that I've learned playing different puzzle games is that I stop looking at chat when I get stuck. So I completely shut off chat and I puzzle it out and I think out loud for it. So it's so like Day 9 and I were talking about, so there's no dead air. So I'm sitting there going like, well, if I go there, then no, that's not going to work because I'm not going to nibble that energy bit or whatever the fuck that hexagonal thing is in the road. Like I got to nibble that bit, and then I got to leave one energy bit for the triangle or for the triskelion guy because he eats that at the end. He chews up an error, so he got okay. I'm going to do that. And then once I get it, then I look at the chat again. But it was like very, very clever ideas and it's a basic idea extrapolated into something that kept me entertained for many hours.
Yeah. Are you going to go back and finish it?
probably on my own time if I do.
Okay, because Sean,
Because
you finished.
it's gonna take me a while to get through certain puzzles because
Sean.
I ran up against one that I sat and just fucking brained at for an hour, and I was like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, I think that I think I watched one of those puzzles. But Sean, you played through the entire thing.
Yeah. I love The Witness. There's this whole like category of game that's like the first person puzzly thing, you know, like Portal. Antichamber is one of my favorite games of all time. Adore Antichamber, The Witness. Oh shit, there's a few more in this. The Talos Principle. Oh my god, I love the Talos Principle. I mean,
the Talos Principle didn't grab me like this one did.
I mean, this was really well fucking done. Like,
you know what? I'll say this, and a lot of people were like resident sleepering me during my play, but I liked the audio things.
Yeah,
you would pick up.
Really enjoyed that. Yeah, I mean, so I did this little. I said this same thing on my Witness playthrough that I feel like most games give you a clear goal. There are the tools, the verbs that you, the player, have to be able to like do stuff in the game. And then there's just the constraints of the game. So I'll take Mario. Your goal is to just go to the right. You go to the right until you hit the end of the level, right? Mm-hmm. And your tool is jumping. Mario solves all his life problems by jumping on shit. And then there's the constraints of the world, like, okay, this is solid ground. If you fall into pits, you die. Don't touch things. You lose a mushroom level or whatever the fuck you call it. And so on and so forth. And whenever a game breaks one of the constraints, though sometimes this runs the risk of fucking with a player's head and making them frustrated, it also creates some of the most incredible moments of wonder you'll ever have in a game. Like in Mario, when you jump into open space and plunk, your head hits a block and a 1-up comes out. That's not supposed to be there. That breaks one of the core rules of the game. Oh, yep. That's awesome. And I think that if you have no structure in the game, if there's no pattern or clarity of what the constraints or the obstacles are, which is what I think most point-and-click adventure games suffer from, then players get frustrated and bored because they don't know what the fuck they're trying to do or even what's in the way. But
and I love that there's no direction. And when you come up against a puzzle and you're like, what the fuck is this thing inside of the puzzle? What is this? I've never seen this before. And then you realize after playing, like, there's an area of the map you go to that teaches you about this. So you have to leave that bit and come back after you learn how to fucking tackle it.
Yeah, and then you realize what the fuck is going on. And like there were so many of those moments in The Witness. Like this room, like it actually took me a moment. Like in the area above, in the sand area, it didn't occur to me that you were looking for the glint of the sun to reveal the path to you. But you also kind of, it's a small enough box. There's something going on with this panel, and I know I have to connect things. I just need to learn a rule or two. Yeah. Oh, so fucking great.
No, and I there's a lot of things that I just happened upon by accident where I was like walking past something and I was like caught it out of the corner. I went, yeah. And you like backtrack and you kind of like do it back and forth. You're like, there's something there. And you look, you're like, oh fuck, that's the puzzle. Oh, and then like a whole, like, a dozen other puzzles that kind of use that mechanic. And you're like, oh fuck, that's awesome.
I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Quick question while we're talking about puzzle games. This is to Zeke and Day9. Have either of you guys played the new game by the maker of Mist and Riven? I mean, it's like obscure.
Abduction.
Yeah. Have you played that? What do you guys think about it?
I've actually been playing it on stream for 4 weeks now, and it's a little too unstructured, or not 4 weeks continuously. I do a adventure game show for 2 hours on Monday nights.
So, gotcha. Okay. So how many hours do you think you have in it?
I could look it up on Steam, but for some reason, is your Steam not opening? Mine's not connecting to the server. Your guys' Steam work?
Mine open. We're good.
Well, fuck. Probably 9 hours.
Okay.
It has those amazing moments, but it's a little too undirected and unclear what the fuck I'm doing. It's a little bit too open. Mist was like really compact and really dense.
But next question. What do you think of Mist? So, okay.
Yeah, Mist is one of my favorite games.
Open-ended than Mist?
I totally missed Mist growing up.
The remaster is excellent. It's excellent. But yeah, Abduction has these situations where you truly are unsure what to do, and there's maybe 4 objects you can manipulate, but to walk from one object to the other object is like literally 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
So that's what I mean by it's a little too open. It's like the same amount of things going on as would be in a Myst, but it's actually just physically spread out. So it just takes
So you meant it's physically too open?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Wow.
It's too open. Like I still strongly recommend playing it a little bit. It's just, oh shit, here we are playing mode. Yeah. Okay. So, oh fuck.
This is from Monday.
Yeah, this is from Monday. Yeah, so this is Abduction, and I really like Abduction quite a lot, but it's one of these, you're plopped into a mysterious world, you have no clue what you're supposed to be doing, so you're trying to, there's all these different devices, so you see here's like a little phone switch, and to figure out this particular thing, you had to pick an object up, rotate it, it said DC, in a completely different area, there's a license plate that says District of Columbia. So you then take the license plate number on the District of Columbia. See, there's the license plate right there. And just to the left, you'll see that there's a little object you can pick up. It says DC. You then take that number and translate it to numbers on a telephone. And then that's what you enter into the thing that you're watching us solve right now.
Wow, that's pretty in depth.
It took like an hour to do that one puzzle. And so it's not the best streaming game. It's actually like we were stuck. And look at me. I'm so confused. I'm leaning past my camera. Yeah. But I mean, it's really interesting sort of like how you create that feeling of like, ooh, mystery. Oh, it's crazy. It's going on. You don't know what's happening. Yeah. That's fun to sort of work through mystery until you're just like, man, fuck my life. I'm going to go play Hearthstone and bring his health from 30 to 0. You know?
Yeah. It's definitely a more passive experience. Yeah.
Did you play the rooms?
Yeah. I really liked Room a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I played Room 1, 2, and 3, and I really enjoyed those as well.
Those games are awesome.
Yeah. I still haven't touched those yet. Maybe I'm going to BlizzCon next week, so maybe I'll play those on the. How long do they take to complete?
2 to 5 hours a piece, depending on which one and how fast you solve the puzzles. But here's the thing, JP. I have played all 3 of the rooms, and every hour of each one of them has been on a plane.
Okay.
Yeah,
it is a great game to just play when you're on a plane. You just lay back, you just try to solve the puzzles, move around. It works great on an iPad or mobile. Okay. It's like one of those games that doesn't feel like a mobile game. Like
I might have checked that out.
There's so much care in it that it's it's definitely highly recommended.
Might have checked that out. Zeke, the other game that you played that we were talking about a little bit last night before Blades was the DLC for Dark Souls 3, and Co played this as well.
Souls 3.
Yeah. How's the DLC? Co and Zeke, whoever wants to jump in.
Go ahead, Zeke.
In a word, short.
Okay.
But people have told me that this is all about like PvP, like, or not all about it, but like it's a lot of focus on PvP. And I'm not a big PvP guy, so I will say like without the boss fights being hours long, it wasn't a whole bunch of content.
Okay.
The areas were pretty good. I was hoping for a little bit more for the single player, but it's Dark Souls DLC. I don't know like how much it costs because I immediately Dark Souls game comes out, I pre-ordered the fucking whole thing,
the season pass or whatever.
Pass, yeah. So I don't even. I just sight unseen. I'll buy the entire thing.
Are those trees alive? Is that what's going on there?
Yeah.
Oh cool. Jesus!
Looks kind of cool.
Yeah. But
go ahead.
I mean, it was a very, very cool environment. The whole snow thing. I was really, really glad they didn't do the fucking dumb, dumbest thing that Dark Souls ever did.
Okay.
The snow DLC for Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Which DLC?
The I don't remember.
I forgot the name of it. It was one of the whatever the Frost King one was, where you had to run out in the fucking blizzard and like these fucking
white out.
Yeah.
The run to the boss is significantly harder than the boss, and the boss is really freaking hard.
Yeah.
And that's to this day the only thing in the Souls and Bloodborne franchise that I have not done.
It's yeah. We talked about that at least.
Ivory King, there it is.
Yeah.
Dana,
I
you have a gorgeous
do
pussy.
that.
This is Sheriff, and
I really
Sheriff,
like its coloring.
oh yeah, she's our little sweet chunky princess.
Oh,
likes-
the cat's adorable too.
Thank you. I do also have a nice coloring, that pale skin with acne still at age 30 and a beard. Oh, look at this cat is so sweet. She literally is just chill all the time. She's literally purring as I'm holding her like this. I can like rotate her around. She never bites. We can just literally flip her and like rub her on the tummy. Nope, don't claw that.
Sounds like a girlfriend, like a really cool.
Ah, son of a bitch! Well, when she has to claws and
Never
tries to-
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She never claws. That's great.
So how many bosses are there, Zeke? I was told 2 with 1 optional. Is it just 2? Or is that
Spoilers. As far as I know, there's only 2.
okay?
Yep, there's only the 2.
Gotcha.
And 1 is optional.
3 bosses, 2 encounters.
Okay. Someone also said that Max was saying that either the optional.
Hold on. What now?
There are 3 bosses, 2
There are
encounters.
3 bosses?
2 encounters.
I don't know what you mean by encounter.
I think he means you go into a room and something else happens.
There, in one of the encounters is 2 different bosses. I don't want to spoil it. I can't say any more than that.
Zeke's not done with the DLC apparently.
I think I'm getting what you're saying.
One of the encounters is another DLC.
Maximilian was saying that one of the bosses was the hardest in the Dark Souls franchise, but not the Bloodborne franchise. Can you guys attest to that? Would you agree? Not agree? What are your thoughts on that? One of you has to talk. I haven't played the game.
I don't,
Sean hasn't.
Pardon me, I was typing. What were you
Repeat
saying?
the question.
I don't think either of us were listening, Dave.
No, I was. He was.
one of you has to talk.
What was the
He was
question?
telling me what he meant, dude.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Maximilian was saying one of the bosses is the hardest in like the Dark Souls franchise, not counting Bloodborne. Would you agree to that or no? I don't know what boss specifically because I haven't played it yet.
I would say it definitely took me a while, but I wouldn't say it was. Maybe top 5.
Okay. All right.
But it wasn't like ridiculous. Like I felt it was just, it's just perseverance, I would say.
All right.
I would add one of the encounters is tough. The bigger of the 2 encounters is definitely a tough fight. I don't know. I would certainly not call it the hardest. I had a lot of trouble with other bosses in the series,
Okay.
especially the franchise. But there's no question that it is a difficult fight. And I actually watched Max beat that fight, and yeah, his character was it made it look a lot tougher than it was for like me with my strength build, So like it was, yeah. But there's no question it's a tough fight. It's a tough fight.
You guys both use characters that had already been in the game.
I was on New Game Plus on mine.
Okay. What were you on, Zeke? Do you know?
I was on NG.
Okay.
I had not beaten the game.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
I will not beat the game until all the DLCs are out because I want to finish it on one go through.
Yeah, I think they said the next one is coming out in Q1 of 2017, which I think is also the final one because there's only 2 DLCs for this, apparently.
Okay.
But yeah, as I was telling Zeke last night, I went to check to see where my character was on the PC version, and then I learned that Dark Souls 3 doesn't have cloud saves, so I don't have a character anymore on the PC version.
Never heard about that.
Yeah, it was like 40 hours lost, which sucks, but I should have backed it up. I figured it had Steam cloud saves on it.
Well, today I learned.
Yeah. So I'll probably play all the DLCs when they come out, when the second one comes out, and then just do a new character. Because
Oh my god.
just more time to play more Dark Souls.
Fuck, man. Oh shit. Are you serious?
It's not look, I like playing Dark Souls, so it just means more Dark Souls. But
Well, no, I mean that means I lost all my shit.
because you formatted too. I gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not that broken up about your
Oh,
save.
that's why I was just like, Sean's really
my
broken up about
God, you don't have your saves. I'm so upset. Oh, oh, that's hard for me. I
That's
mean,
why I was confused.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of fucking mobs. Did you just like run past mobs and they said we're finally catching up to you right now?
Oh, here's the thing with this. Like, the word of this DLC is gank.
Okay.
You will get ganked. Like,
There's so many times.
like I'm not spoiling anything but you can see it on the screen. There are wolves, and the wolves act like fucking wolves. They will wait until there's a gajillion of them, and then they will follow you to the ends of the fucking earth.
That sucks. But
Yeah,
it's
I
also
love when
nice.
that wolf just tumbled to his death off the cliff.
Yeah. It's very dark.
My favorite thing is that falling characters in Dark Souls just assume their standing position. It's like, "Doo," and they just, there's no like flailing.
Was that? I'm like seeing all that. How many enemy types would you guys say there is?
There was a pretty good variety. There were a lot of new enemies. There were some new, very challenging enemies, really quick, combo related enemies.
Dude, there was one dude that I was like, if this fucking guy was a boss with these mechanics, this would be the hardest boss in all of fucking Souls.
Are you talking about those dudes that are really tall and lanky and have, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, okay. Anyway, I haven't talked about it. So the DLC, I actually had a lot of fun with this DLC. I completely echo what Zeke said in terms. It was short. The fact that there were only 2 bosses, one of the bosses, is a PvP boss by beating it. This isn't really spoilers, but just in case anyone's watching, by beating the boss, you basically unlock the arena, which is their new mechanic for how you can duel other people. You can then go back to the bonfire and actually like queue up for duels on maps. And it doesn't even give you a soul. You like get an item from it. But the lore is pretty cool. The levels are great. I mean, everything about the DLC is true to Dark Souls, and it's all really cool. There's some fun new weapons. Unfortunately, none of the weapons I ended up using, which was kind of disappointing.
What weapon is this?
Oh, that's the Nameless King sword, I think.
Oh, the Storm Edge or the whatever.
I think so. Yeah, that sword is freaking amazing. Oh, this motherfucker.
Dude, you just got fucking ganked.
Yeah, that happens all the time in this DLC, and it's like that just took off half my life.
Yeah.
And if he would have got me in one combo after that, I would have been gone. And he attacks super fast and he has good range. Like, it's nuts. There's some really tough enemies in this one. But there's a couple important things to mention. There are only 2 bosses. One of them is optional. If you're a PvPer in Dark Souls, you'll probably really like this expansion and get a lot of money or a lot of time out of it for the money that you spend. Unfortunately, if you're a PvEer, it's like the opposite. You'll play through it one time, you'll basically be done. Now, when I was done with this, I tweeted out like, hey guys, this is a $15 game. There's only 2 bosses. Come on, dudes, you're better than this kind of thing. And I got a lot of interesting replies. A lot of people seemed to mention that they had been public about the fact that this DLC was more for PvPers, and that there were even a few people on Twitter that were like, they've already said that the next DLCs will be longer and more focused on the single player experience. So hopefully that'll be a thing. I didn't see any confirmation. Maybe people in chat can help them out. And yeah, that's Onion Bro's helmet for people talking about in chat. Onion Bro is.
And you just hit like, you just killed 2 of the absolute, like, my least, and not because they're super annoying, but because they touch on a fear. Those giant flies.
Oh yeah.
They touch on a fear that I have, like, and it just there's that one place, and it's just a nightmare. It is a literal nightmare for me.
This almost looks. Maybe I just haven't. Oh god, I fucking hate those guys.
Oh my god, I thought that was a
Yeah,
log.
those guys are back. That's a lot of this kind of looks Bloodborne-y to me, but maybe that's just because I haven't seen Dark Souls 3 in like a wintry place. But it looks a little Bloodborne-y.
It does. There are some parts of it that are a little Bloodborne. For the record, I meant the next DLC. I don't know if there's more than 2 DLCs.
Yeah,
Last
there's only
I heard,
one
there were
that they've
2.
announced.
So yeah, I didn't mean to add an S there. I just meant the next DLC. But yeah, no, there is actually a lot of this that feels kind of Bloodborne-y. Like I was surprised there were more than a few times when I actually said that during the stream. But yeah, no, it was the kind of DLC where it's like, if you're a Dark Souls fan, you're gonna play it and you're probably going to enjoy it. But if you're a single player only fan, you're gonna finish it and go, where are the rest of the bosses? Like there's no question, out of all the Dark Souls DLCs that I've played, it felt like the lightest. which kind of sucks because I think a lot of us were hoping that with only, with a few amount of DLCs coming out for this game, they were all going to be like awesome.
Yeah.
And instead it feels kind of like half a DLC with a mechanic that I'm never going to use.
It could definitely be argued that they have never paid fan service outright to the PvPers. Like, do you think?
That's true. And this is like the first real PvP centric DLC. So, I mean, I'm sure PvPers are loving this. Like, from what I never did the arena, but from what I understand, it's a pretty significant addition. Like there's people that have been put in like 50 plus hours into the arena. That's huge for $15. Like there's some people that are going to get an incredible amount of their money's worth out of this. But if that's not your thing, then you're not going to be touching it most likely. Yeah. I just checked out the interface and I was like, oh, this is cool. Back to the DLC.
I spent a third of it on one boss. Like a third of the time I spent playing the game was on one boss.
This just makes me want to play fucking more Dark Souls, but I'm not going to start.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm just like, man, Dark Souls is a really good game.
Well, and it introduced, there are new enemies, new weapons, new...
There's like what, kind of stuff 15 new weapons or something like that?
Yeah, new armor sets.
Okay.
Stuff like that, which will definitely be very cool to see, like what min-max you can do with these new weapons and stuff like that. If they're viable choice for whatever speedrunners or whatever.
Yeah, I wonder if any of the speedrunners will be throwing this stuff into their routes. That'd be cool to see. I'm just trying to think. I've played a fucking mage, like a sword mage build. I've played a strength build. I guess I could play a dex build or something. You did dex in 2, right, Co?
Yep, I did dex in 2, and this is a strength build, but I was no shield, so it was a dodge build.
Gotcha. Okay.
I did pyro.
Oh, that's right. I guess. Yeah. How'd that go?
With the graphics, the flames just look so good, and you feel so badass when you take this huge ball of fire and just huck it.
Yeah,
it feels good.
What are you comfortable?
Do you not play Souls games, D9?
Oh, I fucking love Dark Souls games.
Okay.
Like so much. I mean, I'm not the biggest min-maxer when I play Dark Souls, and that's something I really enjoy about it, where I pretty much just put all my stats into like strength agility or strength dexterity. I can't remember what it's called in the game. Just like the thing that generally makes swords deal a little bit more damage. And then I just focus on the combat and exploration. And I love that I don't need to know that much about the item system. And by the time that Dark Souls 3 came around, I'd actually incidentally picked up enough sense about the item system to do pyromancy for the first time ever. And I was like, ah! And like you said, dude, it looks so nice. And I didn't have like any levels in it. So just like before every fight.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker.
Wait for
it. Damn it.
Ooh, crowbills.
Oh.
Is that a new dex weapon right there?
Yeah, there's a few good cool weapons. Like you get I feel bad talking about new weapons because that's like why people play these DLCs.
Yeah. I mean, we could stop.
But yeah, there's like a crow claw thing. There's this guy here. Yeah, you get your Edward Scissorhands claws. There's like a sword shield combo, which is pretty cool. Like it's one weapon set that has both. There's I got a soul, and I haven't even seen what the soul does yet. I need to see what the soul weapons are available. I heard there's some really cool weapons you can get from that, which are nice. Did you look at those, Zeke?
Yeah.
What were they?
One is double scythe.
And
And
dual-wielding scythes?
yeah, you're talking about like boss souls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. One's a dual scythe, and one is I think it's I don't remember the other one. Yeah.
This weapon looks sweet.
It's pretty cool. It didn't do a lot of damage, and the ranged attack that he's doing, or that I'm doing with the left button, it doesn't. It's like an illusionary thing. It did like 0 damage. So of course you could upgrade it, and I'm sure it would be good. Something that I noticed was kind of weird, and maybe again I just need to upgrade it, but it seemed like the scaling was really low on the DLC weapons. But again, I didn't really upgrade any of them to max.
Yeah, they might scale towards the end of the upgrade or something like that.
Oh, there's a whip too. That's right.
The other's a whip. Oh, cool.
I was never into the whips.
With my strength build, I only found a couple weapons that were like high strength weapons, but they were like super, super heavy. And every so often, you'll get like a nice great sword or something that's kind of like a cool balance build kind of deal. I didn't really find any of those in this DLC, and that's kind of what this character made. So
don't bitch to me about weapons when you're doing like try an intelligence build and try and find a goddamn decent weapon. It's fucking terrible.
You got to use magic weapon, man. That's what it's all about. That's
right,
the shit right there.
So, well, dude, I mean, the reason that I use this weapon in the whole DLC, it's an amazing weapon, the sword that you get out the Nameless King, and it has an incredibly cool super move, which actually worked on the final boss, which I loved. But yeah, so I'm so in love with that sword. It's hard to let it go.
Well, I'll have to check that out whenever the second DLC rolls around, or I get bored enough that I want to start a new character. Which might
you want to play?
I do want to play. Like,
yeah, no, after seeing that footage, like I would for the last 5-10 minutes, however long we were talking about it, I was literally just watching and just going like, that looks cool. I should watch a Dark Souls stream like right now.
You can do it, Dana.
I want to watch JP do the DLC.
Oh, JP. Oh,
I want to see JP do the last.
Maybe not watch him because he's not on camera, but listen to him go like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
I believe it."
I can't wait to hear JP comment on a few of the mechanics in the last fight.
Oh, are they kind of bullshitty?
The few things that happened in that last fight where I don't drop a lot of F-bombs on stream.
Yeah.
But
Everyone, for some reason, I've always been told, and I noticed this too, like, I'll play Overwatch, right? And I turn into the epitome of a salt factory when I play Overwatch, right? But when I play Dark Souls, I'm like kind of calm. And like if I die, I'm like, fuck. Oh well.
yeah.
Like for some reason that game doesn't, and maybe because I've played so much of it. I think we talked about this before, Co, when you did your full playthrough of the Soul series, right after I think I did mine at the beginning of the year. Where like we played so much, we were just kind of like, if we died, we're like, that was my fault. Like we didn't get too upset, I think is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I feel like Dark Souls, the combat is a lot less twitchy and a lot more like brainy. It's a lot more like thoughtful and deliberate and watchful and careful.
Sure.
And when I'm playing Overwatch, I'm like twitch, like get the shield and the charge, and then the shield, and then I die, and I'm like, ah!
What were you gonna say, Zeke?
No, I would absolutely agree. Like there was a point during my boss, I was fighting this boss for a long time, and there was a point where I started bitching. I was like, that is fucking, I get it. It didn't hit the thing, and that is motherfucker. And then I calmed down, and people were like, well, actually, you hit that thing every time, and
sure.
And I was like, I fucking know that. I'm just bitching. Is it okay if I bitch about it?
That's how I get rid of the stress.
Yeah. It's a very well-designed game, and if you get hit, it is always your fault.
Yes.
Always your fault. You never feel there's rare times when I feel the game like, oh, that doesn't seem right. Like even if it's cheap, it's still correct. It doesn't seem like a glitch or something.
Sure. Yep.
Also, it's totally fine to lose 50 times in a single player game and then win on the 51st. But if you lose 50 games of Overwatch and then you finally kill someone, you don't go, yeah, I killed someone. You're like, I have to win 50 more times before I feel fine.
Before I'm equalized, yeah. You're not wrong about that at all. Well, that's Dark Souls. Fuck, now I didn't think I wanted to play it, but I kind of do. But we'll talk about what I've been playing in just a sec. Sean, what have you been playing, sir?
Well, first of all, my cat really
playing
wants to
kitties.
Go to the hallway. Yeah. Sheriff. I don't know what that meow is. It's like a fake cartoon meow, but she's gonna do that for a little bit. I'll go grab her in a sec. But first of all, Stardew Valley 1.1. I love Stardew Valley so much. It is such a positive game. Whenever I play Stardew Valley, when I'm done, I'm like, we did good things today, right?
I didn't think I would like it, but I love the fucking game.
I know, and I am so I literally just got out of the shower. You can see because my hair is wet in this thing. I was in there and I took a quick shower, right? I was in a hurry to get out to stream because I just couldn't wait. I was so excited. So I've been playing that a lot, and I think I might try to actually 100% it on this run. Do all the achievements, get 10 hearts from everyone, marry and divorce everyone in town.
Co, did you 100% it when you played through it? Because you spent a lot of time with this game.
back when I played, I there wasn't like I don't even know if it had achievements. It probably did, but I did. I got the 5 stars at the end or whatever, the max stars you could do. But then Concerned Ape went back and like completely redid the system. So
Yeah.
I'm due for another playthrough. I just don't have the 100+ hours it would take me to do it again, and it's hard not to.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna get my cat real fast. This is gonna keep going crazy.
Yeah.
Zeke,
Still. Oh, go ahead.
Zeke, are you still playing this?
Stardew?
Yeah.
I put it down because I had lots of stuff to get to, but I'll tell you, I still itch when I see it in my recent games on Steam. Like, let's see, what was I playing last? There's Stardew Valley. I could just probably do like a day, like one day.
Yeah.
I could probably just pick it up and do one day. I mean, I could set it down after that. No.
I just want to play for like 5 minutes.
You sound like an addict. You sound like
That's how I am with Overwatch.
It's like maybe
man.
10 minutes.
one more fix, one more day, and I just need to water my fucking melons, man. I just need to water my fucking melons, man.
It's like, oh wait, I don't quite have enough for that last sprinkler. Better just play one more day.
You know it's bad when you have the notepad next to you and it's like, okay, let's see, it's summer. Okay, if it's raining, I need to do this, then this. Now, if
Yeah.
it's not
Like,
raining, but it's spring, I need to go fish in this area to get this specific fish because I need that for my achievements. But if it's not raining, but it is summer, but it is like I seriously had like little trees that I would have
Paths,
to follow.
yeah.
Okay, like what day is it now? Okay, let's see, down, right, down. No, I didn't.
it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying.
By the way, Sean, I gotta say, like, there was a moment when you were describing like an addiction to Stardew Valley where you started to really sound exactly like Jim Gaffigan.
Really?
Oh my God, what is it? You know Jim Gaffigan, right? The stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does that voice.
Does sound super similar.
I just got a lot of the melon.
That's like a pretty perfect Jim Gaffigan.
That is real good.
That's a good impression for sure.
Could you please say Hot Pockets?
Yeah, I can say Hot Pockets. I don't remember how he says Hot Pockets. I can say it the way I want to say it. Hot Pockets. Like,
Oh, man.
but goddamn, like it's just because I mean the other games I've been playing, obviously Abduction, but I've been trying to grind a Legend in Hearthstone, and that's just slow. It just takes a lot of time. I did that for like 9 hours yesterday.
It's a nightmare.
What is that? Grind it what?
To the Legend rank.
Oh, okay.
Because basically you can get into a situation where your deck is pretty much 55% win rate. So you don't change your play or try to improve as a person. You just hit go until you hit Legend. You just eventually get there. It just takes a long fucking time. So I've been doing that, and that's been very unsatisfying.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do it, but I bet I'm gonna hit Legend and go like, all right, I did it. It's kind of like paying taxes, where I'm never like, yeah, pay taxes, yeah. I'm like, I don't go to jail this year.
I mean, there's got to be some accomplishment in there. There's got to be something to drive you to there, right?
No, it's Hearthstone. No.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm going to do this, and I'm very stubborn, and in a lot of ways, so I'm like, look, I'm just going to do it. And I'm doing it, and I'm like, what? I don't want to do this. But I've been playing Dota 2 a lot, and Dota 2 is incredibly fun.
You've been playing off stream, right?
Yeah.
Are you new to it or?
Pretty much, yeah. The first time I ever started to really play was 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
I had played like a game here and a game there. But
I have no further input for this game.
No, yeah. Dota 2 is a salt factory in itself for me, so I had to step away
Dota
from
2
it.
so much because I mean, there's a lot of games coming out, especially in the competitive genre, that they feel very like flat, I guess is the word, where it's just very straightforward, very smooth, very understandable. And I grew up playing Brood War. That was pretty much like I missed all the games from when Brood War came out to like 2010. I just only played Brood War. And that game was just a giant mess. Brood War is a disorganization engine. That's all it is. It's just creating disorganization, and you gotta, scoot it together. And I just adore that in Dota 2, it is just, there's so much shit going on that every single time I play, I'm just like, holy shit, I learned a fuckload and I don't know anything.
How have you found the community?
A mixture of, it's the sort of competitive community you can only get for like a really fucking hard game, where there's someone yelling at you, but the person is actually making good points. And they're speaking with a lot of depth of knowledge and understanding that's very refreshing. And then another part really makes me happy. There's mute buttons. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. It's pretty bad. I'm pretty resilient to that sort of thing anyways.
Do you play under a Smurf, or do you just roll in as Day 9?
Well, I play under my well-known Steam name, which is Anti-Turtle.
Okay. Okay.
I am Anti-Turtle. I went through this streak where I was just trying to think of stupid fucking names. So before that, I was Meta Trousers.
Okay, that's
I
pretty
like
good.
that one better than Anti-Turtle, I'll be honest with you. Meta Trousers, that conjures up so many different discussion points.
Yeah, and my Steam account is a turtle that's like crossed out. It's just like...
Oh, I thought you were Anti-Turtle like antimatter, like you were the opposite of Turtle.
No,
he's like
I don't know what
against
it is.
Turtle.
I don't know. It's just it entered into my head, and I went, "Thank you, head." And voila, it was in Steam. It's just so.
There
fun.
you go, the legendary Anti-Turtle.
Yeah.
Who are some of your heroes? Then I want to talk about Tyranny.
Lena, Lion, setting shit on fire.
Okay.
I really like Nature's Prophet, but let me tell you something about Nature's Prophet. Okay, first of all, Nature's Prophet is Malfurion from Warcraft 3 in the Dota 1 days, or Furion for short, or Fur for very, very short.
Yes.
And one of Fur's abilities is a global teleport. And because I am not playing with the best and the brightest, they're going into the worst situations possible most of the time. And what they want me to do is they want me to teleport in. Yeah. They just want me to teleport
TP in
and
tree someone.
Here's the logic of a shitty Dota player. They look at a fight and they go, "Oh my god, I can win this fight," and they go in there, they die immediately, so fast. You don't even see their health bar is there, and then it's not there, right? They die so fast, and then they stop and they back up 10 seconds in their memory, pretend that I coordinated with them. They then imagine winning that fight, and they go, "Oh, this motherfucker, Nature's Prophet, fucked up." And then they hit their enter button because they don't have a lot else to do. They're dead at the time. Hit the enter button, and they go, "Fucking Fur." And I had no idea what anyone was talking about. I thought people just did not like Fur suddenly. So these people, I didn't realize they were cursing at me. I was like, "What's Fur? Is that an item?" Like, totally.
You're just like trolling them inadvertently.
Yeah, no. Is there like some like fur of Sauron that I can like buy that upgrades from the Reaper? I don't know. I fucking don't even know half the items.
You should have gave him the Always Sunny answer. Like, Fur, it sounds like you're stopping before you saying something. You mean Furby?
Yeah.
Are you fucking Furbies?
Oh man.
Yeah, next time they say fucking fur, I'm just gonna be like, "For sure," and then just mute them. And so, I mean, ever since I started playing,
wait, what does that mean?
Fur is short for Furion, which is your hero's play.
yeah, like because the character plays Nature's Prophet.
Nature's Prophet, yeah.
In Dota was Malfurion. In Dota 1, the Warcraft 3 mod was Malfurion.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
still call him, Furion. So they're yelling at me for having not fixed their shitty problem as they're rewriting history in their mind. They're just, "I can imagine a world where we won, and because it's not happening, fuck you and fuck you and fuck you." And so they're going crazy. I love Nature's Prophet because it gives me a very StarCrafty feel because I'm like controlling,
Multiple heroes or multiple trees, trans and shit.
Yeah, I'm moving the trees around. I'm looking at the mini map a lot to warp in. So that's been great. I really like Nature's Prophet. He's probably not my best hero. I think Lion or Lena is definitely my best, but
we'll have to.
How many are there now?
Oh God, a bajillion. I don't know how many actual number. Is it over 100? I could Google.
Yeah, it's 109.
Oh, it is over 100
Yeah.
different choices you can make.
Yeah, and I don't even know most of the heroes still. Like, there's a hero called Pugna, and I thought someone was like saying Pudge, but they were from Peru or some shit. Yeah,
Nice.
I like to not even know.
112 right now.
112. Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of balance, man.
And the crazy part is that it's like pretty like I don't want to get into a balanced discussion about Dota 2 in the chat nor on the show, but like it's pretty fucking well balanced. Like
I mean, yeah, well, disregarding balance, there always feels like there is so much that you can do. Every time I lose, I go, I shouldn't have been there. Maybe I should have had a TP on me. Am I leveling the wrong ability at this point? Does my item build suck? Did I not farm a lot? Should I not be here with this particular composition? There's like a lot of shit for me to consider, which I love. I love losing and being able to accept fault enough to then improve. And I think to contrast that with my Hearthstone grind, I'm just hitting go. I'm just hitting go with mid-range shaman, and I just go, and there it is.
yeah.
So I
It's like a rat with a feeder bar. Like, give me a pellet.
yeah, but only 55% of the time I get a pellet.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah, maybe I might be into playing some. Well, I'd probably be the noob in that situation, so maybe you wouldn't be into it. But Dota 2's
If any of you want to play Dota, man, I would love to play Dota because I need to branch out to different heroes. So if you want to join me in a total
shit show of a game.
clown fiesta, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Some of my purest forms of rage back in the day were from like Dota, like the Warcraft 3 mod Dota. Playing in like fucking clan TDA and like just dying in the stupidest fucking way and playing with a bunch of WoW friends or WoW guildmates and just losing my fucking shit and breaking things because of that game. So like I have a very my brain goes back to the high school JP and just becomes like it's Overwatch on like steroids for me. It is it's a rage inducing game from the fucking hero selection screen.
Is it like I just imagine it's one of those games you just described to me, like that would make you say the things that as an adult we don't say anymore because they're hurtful things to say.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Like all like the worst, awfulest things you could possibly like words you could string together that we don't say as conscientious adults.
That's why I would never stream it.
Brings them back to your mouth and you have to stop yourself.
Yeah, I would never stream that because like I get pretty bad with Overwatch, but there's definitely a line that still is in my head as like a line that I see. With Dota, I would probably cross it from the fucking get-go and it would just be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, like Overwatch to me is like you're dead and you're back and do some stuff and you died. Okay, and you're back and do something and you die. It's very like it feels like a very quick sine wave of happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad.
Yeah.
And Dota is like tension. It's like tension and tension and tension, and then maybe the greatest moment you've had in a few weeks, or you want to die, and then it's back to tension.
Well, and the worst, the feeling that I immediately get when thinking about Dota is not the happy moments. It's not the moments where you're like fucking destroying and you're carrying super hard as whatever character you are. It's the moments when your team is losing and you look at the clock and you realize that you have 40 fucking minutes left in this game of just, you're going to lose. Like you can't, there's no conceivable future where you win this game and you're just stuck in there being upset and shitty and just mad at the world. And then it ends and you're like, all right, well, let's fucking queue up again. Hope we get a good game.
Yeah, I don't know what happens in my brain.
Yeah, I don't either.
You're like, I was like in some game. And
Wait a minute. Matches are 90 minutes long?
No, they're around, well, they can be. They're around like 30 to 70 average, I would think.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think the average game length is like 43 minutes or something like that.
They can go for a while.
So if you start a game and you're fucking outclassed, like, are you obligated to stay there and just
you get penalized real bad if you leave?
There is not a leave or concede. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It does not even exist.
What's the consequence of leaving?
You get matchmaking banned, or you get put in the queue with only other shitlords.
Yeah, only other people that have left games. It's actually really smart how they did the matchmaking.
So you can like physically get blackballed for being a shitlord.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's actually really cool.
It's and I gotta say, like, there's so like, okay, so I'm a huge believer that there is not a best game, right? It's just like a different type of game. Like I am a fucking monstrously competitive person. I don't even really bring that to stream because I'm just like I'm like intense and I want to fucking win everything. I want to like oh, you think you poured a good bowl of cereal? I poured the best fucking bowl of cereal. I'll fucking destroy you. Like there's this part of me in my brain that's just like that like loves that, and I still play Stardew Valley, right? Different types of games. I love I'm not trying to be the best in Stardew Valley. I just want to water my melons. I just want to water my melons. So, but I'm not as huge a fan of this trend in gaming of go shorter, go shorter, go shorter. These quick matches, Splatoon, Hearthstone, Overwatch, quick, brief, like little chunks. I love that I'm playing a 45-minute game that's like changing and evolving and shifting, and there's weird things that happen, and you think, shit, in 7 minutes, this thing's gonna happen. Like I just really love that game exists. Also, fuck Slark, and Slark players.
You were saying that the other day. I'll have to.
Oh my god.
I'll have to ask why at a later date for sure. But let's talk about Tyranny some.
Thank you.
And bring Coh into this a little bit. So you played for 7 hours the other day.
Oh, so lovely. Oh,
Tyranny is the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the new. Well, introduce it, Sean.
Well, first of all, I shaved the morning I did Tyranny, so I haven't shaved since then. So you can see the contrast. I mean, I think the way I would describe it is it's an Obsidian CRPG. Like if you played Pillars of Eternity, you're gonna feel at home. You're gonna feel comfy. So the gist of it is that you are in a world where basically evil won. And you are playing one of the evil lords. I don't call it henchmen because that makes it sound like you'd have a costume in a comic book, but whatever. You're one of the henchmen who is, being sent to deliver an edict to two other very important henchmen of the evil lord. So it's interesting because very often in games, in these sort of like story-driven, choice-based games, you will be given good options and bad options. And I'm just Mr. Goody Two-Shoes 100%. Super Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. I'll help everyone. I'll water the children or whatever is made good. What the fuck?
They water the children.
I don't know. I'm stuck in Stardew Valley. I was trying to help the children water the plants. You water the children. Or you help the plants with the new Microsoft Bean. Jesus, what the fuck are we talking about? I'm like Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, but in Tyranny, you're evil. Like you're given like, do you want to be evil in this way or evil in that way? And it's kind of fun. You just feel naughty, right? Like, so there's sort of like a glee in terms of the, participating in the story in a way that it sort of shoves me in a direction that I would never have done. It has this cool conquest system that maybe we'll actually get to it in this video, but I talk too much, so it'll probably take a long time.
I could skip around for sure.
Sick. Hey, we're on a brief break. Enjoy the music, guys.
We're talking about this.
Right? Yeah, there's the conquest where you get to participate in writing your history of the invasion of Kairos, where you get to help define like which faction, which sub henchman faction you are helping go through this. And I would say that for like CRPGs like this, I view them as like a spa day. You can't just be in a hurry and bang out a spa day in 10 minutes, right? It's the sort of game that you need to sit and sort of sink yourself into for like a few days. Like that's how I play these kinds of games. I get into the world, I sink into this whole thing. So the fact that the character creation system provides this like big backstory building thing, and apparently, I mean, obviously I haven't played the full game because this was a demo. Apparently the choices that you make in the history quite significantly affect the story. And the goal was not to make a game that was, you play through the RPG once and you're done. You're supposed to do like replay through it quite a bit and have quite significant differences that occur. I believe that in terms of the gameplay engine, I think it's the same engine as Pillars of Eternity. It definitely
kind of looks like it. I feel like was this? Whoa. Oh, you did that. Was this the same? Because I can't remember Pills of Eternity. Maybe Co does, or maybe you do, Sean. But was this the same like angle that they went in? Because I feel like it was more. I don't know. This looks a little bit different than most CRPGs. Is I guess what I'm getting at. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every CRPG has their own little twist on a set of core systems that any CRPG player would be familiar with. There's some cool bits in here. I didn't go too much into delving deeply into the inventory because I already spent 2 hours on the character creation. So I was actually trying to like move it along. So I can't speak to that much of, are there like a lot of commons and uncommons and rare items and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. There is a magic crafting system where you get ingredients. You can be like, this is a ranged magic, and I'm going to add an area effect modifier to it. So kind of like you do with mixing and matching properties in Path of Exile, you do that with your spells. The combat is, it's I don't know how else to describe it, but it's more or less turn-based, even though it's rendered in real time. Uh-huh. It has all that thing where if you start fighting someone and you disengage, you take a disengagement penalty damage. So you kind of have to set up and plan all your stuff out. So even though at first it's easy to get overwhelmed, where I had like a shitload of abilities, very quickly I'm pausing a lot, planning out who's going to do what thing, and then hitting play and then battling through. I think I'm paused right here. You see the little hot bar down there. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of little different options, like different stances and different statistics and armor and all the sort of good stuff that, again, for a player like me, I like to sink into for like a week. Because I don't think this is the sort of game that you'd play in like a 2-hour spurt, because it's just like a shitload of data and stuff to read and stuff to modify. I died once in this, and it really sucked a lot of ass. I forgot to say.
Are there any different death conditions, or do you just die and reload?
No. Well, I died and reloaded like way back. I think I lost like an hour. And I was like real embarrassed. Oh shit. It's like looking left and looking right and pretending that hopefully no one from Obsidian or Paradox was watching. Like, oh, I died. We're going to have to replay through. That doesn't really show very well on air. If you skip to the end, I think there's the money part where back up just a little bit. Right there. Yeah. And then zoom forward a little bit. There's a moment where what they said was, we're going to give you a copy and just play it. We have a built-in ending for it, so you don't have to worry. Because for any of you who don't know the biz, for instance, with Dark Souls 3, they said, here's a pre-release copy, but do not play past the Abyss Washers, because we don't want that content to be out until release, right? It's like really common. So I was like, all right, cool. This is great. I don't even have to think about this. This is the part where I died, by the way.
That little encounter right there?
Yeah. So I'm going back here to this tent at the end, and if you just inch slightly forward, like I hit the ending, and I'm like totally ready to find out what happens. They're like, go back to the tent and talk to the 2 leaders. Skip ahead, JP. Skippy.
It'll get there. I can't skip too far ahead. It's right here. Trust me.
Oh, it is right there? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think you reorganize your weapons, and then it happens.
Yeah, no, I'm like finally like, you know what? I don't do enough of the info. I gotta leave the inventory. Oh yeah, you have a shitload of different skills.
The inventory and like this looks a lot more involved than Path of Exile, Pillar of Eternity.
There's a lot of shit going on, no doubt, right? There's just a ton of stuff going on, and I would describe it as nothing that you wouldn't be surprised by. There's a really interesting spell crafting system. There's inventory items. There's a mixture of different stats that things improve or disprove.
Sure.
And so here I am. I'm for some reason holding a lot of air in my face.
Is this like your home base, or like the war camp or something from the beginning?
It's one of the war camps. So there's the 2 generals in there, and it's like leading up to this moment where it's like, what will you tell the 2 generals? Now watch here what happens. So you see on my face?
That's where they just put the end.
Oh fuck!
I wish more companies would do that. That was nice.
Yeah, I think I said, oh fuck. Oh, there it is. I say, oh fuck, you bastards. That's what I said.
They didn't give you the full carrot, man.
Yeah, no, and that like literally like when I don't even know if it hooks up to this demo version, but like if it does, I'm going straight to the camp, and I got to find out what happens.
You're just gonna skip ahead somehow.
And if I can't, I'm just gonna like get the game and just like speed run my way to that part and go, oh, so that's what happens. Like,
Yeah. Well,
I
cool.
hate it when I get most of a carrot.
Yeah, man. You gotta get the whole carrot. When is Tyranny's launching? Like 1st of November, or like November 10th or something, right?
10th, I believe. Okay. November 10th.
I think that sounds right. Yeah. Cool.
November 10th, 2016.
So yeah.
Says on
Co,
Steam.
are you gonna play that, Co? I know you're into the CRPG stuff. Do you have?
Yeah, definitely planning on playing that. I'm very much into the CRPGs, and yeah, definitely planning.
What are like some of your favorite CRPGs? Because these don't get talked about enough, man.
Arcanum, Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Escape, Torment, Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, all that stuff.
I've never played.
You just named all kinds of games.
Pillars of Eternity, Wasteland 2. Those are really the good recent ones.
You just named all kinds of games that I played like 10 minutes to an hour of, and I was like,
I'm the same way, man. I don't have the.
They're not for everyone. They're not for everyone.
I don't know if it's patience or just.
Grim Dawn doesn't count, right?
No, Grim. That's an action RPG. Yeah, which we'll talk about in just a second.
RPG.
Yeah, but they are a little slower.
Like that's why I call it like a spa day, right? Because truthfully, I can't play a CRPG for like if it's like a Saturday and I'm not sure what I want to do, I just will not play a CRPG ever on an impulse. I have to plan a day around it or a period of time. I actually have the same problem with Skyrim, where it's really hard for me to just mess around with Skyrim for an hour. I need to just become a Jarl professionally for a month.
Yeah.
You need to do your voice warm ups. Fuss, 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 fuss.
Yeah.
Row.
That's what Zeke does every morning, right before he streams. We'll talk about Grim Dawn in just one sec. But you've been playing through Dead Space. Are you done with the series, or did you just start 3? I think you just
started 3 this morning.
Yeah.
And it has been a ride. The whole Dead Space series, man. It is one of the better series in gaming, especially horror gaming and action gaming. That's a new one.
Oh yeah, Windows could not activate. I haven't put in the CD key for it yet, or I did, and it was the wrong one. No more.
Anyway.
Look, we've got what was the CPU's fine, Co, but now Windows is fucking with us.
JP, I'm gonna need you to stop messing with this area of my screen here. I mean, let's get that again. No, but anyway, but yeah, Dead Space 1 was incredible. Had a great time with it. Dead Space 2 just as good, if not better. I mean, the Dead Space franchise in its entirety is very unique, very well made. And yeah, I've just been having a great time with it. Tomorrow is more Dead Space 3, and then Titanfall 2 in the afternoon. And yeah, I can't wait to get back to it. I completely forgot all the games. I played every Dead.
Oh,
Jesus, that's your scary thing or something.
That's our.
I like how it didn't even phase you. Does it have a noise to it or?
oh, it does. But there's a few situations that I get in, like this one, for instance, where I'm just like total focus mode. Like there's nothing. You could come up behind me and put me in a chokehold, and I would just be like, just like staring at the screen and playing. So I mean, it's but yeah, the Dead Space series it's been fantastic. And it's one of those things where if you've never played them, definitely need to give them a shot if you like action horror even a little bit. And I completely forgot all of the storylines. So for me, it's basically like playing them all again for the first time. And it's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast. I forgot how different Dead Space 3 is. So like today I got introduced to the weapon system and was just like, oh, like I forgot how amazingly cool they changed it in Dead Space 3. So
are you co-oping Dead Space 3 or no?
No, unfortunately. I was going to co-op originally, but then my plans fell through because of course, I stream in the morning for 4 hours, like every morning back to back. And I'm on a pretty rigid schedule. And unfortunately I was talking to a couple other streamers and actually New Game Plus about doing it, but the scheduling didn't line up. So gotcha. I'm doing it solo right now.
Yeah.
So, okay. Did you know that there is an animated Dead Space movie that's actually quite good?
I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
Yeah. It's called Dead Space Downfall. I saw it on Netflix a few years ago, and it's just great.
Does it follow?
Where does it happen in the like timeline?
And who does it follow around?
I think it's a prequel thing. I mean, I haven't played the Dead Space games, so I am completely unreliable as.
You should play them.
Yeah, the Dead Space games are really good, man, and
Oh,
they also
man.
hold up graphically.
Dude, I know. Even the first Dead Space looked amazing. Like you warp in to the Ishimura on the very first scene, and I remember being like, I can't believe this game is as old as it is. It's crazy.
Yeah, Dead Space Downfall is the downfall of Ishimura.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's right before the first game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to see that.
As someone who didn't play games, it's excellent. It's really good.
Animation's good and everything. Fort.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't
I've
remember
never
the quality of the animation. I remember the feeling I had in my shoulders, knees, and toes.
Gotcha. And then how much? I didn't even know you were going to play this, but how much of Grim Dawn did you play?
Grim Dawn, that kind of came out of nowhere. That happened when we had like the Great East Coast breakdown just a few days ago of the Dine servers and everything. So I just needed something to play. I logged in and I was like, I was going to play Battlefield 1. I couldn't do any of that. So I was like, what should I play? And a lot of my chat was like, yeah, didn't you guys talk about that game on Drop Frames? And I said, sure, let's give it a try. So I downloaded it and played it for maybe 2, 3.
I think it was 2. It's the
hour. Yeah, about 2 hours. And I got to admit, man, like it was a traditional ARPG.
It is.
Like hands down, but I liked the world. I liked the setting, the skill system. Very cool. That kind of blew me away a little bit. Like I was really impressed how deep that system went, especially with the synergistic skills and how you can like get a skill you really like, and then there'll be a sub skill that'll completely change how it works and makes you kind of like start thinking. What's really funny, JP, is I was at the first class selection and I was like, well, what do I want to do? I have no idea. And I'm like, what should I pick, chat? And they were giving me all these things. And I read through all the classes and I was like, okay, coolest one to me, let's go with Shaman.
Yeah.
So I started playing Shaman for a little bit, and I was loving the two-hand weapons, and I charged it up with electricity and everything. I was doing all that shit. And then I was like, well, I think I kind of want to go Soldier as my second class. And then all of chat was like, oh, just like JP.
I started with Soldier
like,
and then went Shaman.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. We chose the exact same thing. You are definitely more magic focused than me. Like I've never even seen that spell. I've never thrown that shit.
That was just something I added to a piece of armor. Which
okay.
You can just add skills to your character. It kind of PoE style via armor enhancements, and that was a blast. I started using a lot of those. And
yeah, I got to, and I might still play, but I got to like level 36 or 37. I think it was like 10 hours in, and I went like for a pure passive build. So like I have all of the soldier passives and all of the shaman passives, and so then I just sit there and like attack super fast and attack super hard with no other abilities except a charge. And it was a lot of fun just like killing things over and over that way. But part of me, I want to see like what the magic is like in the game. I've never seen a magic user.
It's interesting you said that because when I picked my second class, I originally went, okay, well, let me go Soldier. And everyone's like, oh, that's what JP's doing. So I said, okay, well, I'll go Occultist then, I think. What I actually ended up doing is I got the pet from the Shaman and I started working on like a ranged kind of part for me. So all I would do is walk up and hit him with that giant, like just AoE everything for huge damage. And then while that recharges, I just run out and start doing that pestilence cloud thing while my pet tanks and does all the damage there. So it was a pretty interesting build I was starting to do towards the end of it, but unfortunately I stopped playing it like after a few hours. So.
Yeah.
I started with the Gunslinger.
You did Demolitionist, I think is what you went.
Demolitionist, and then I went to, and then I didn't quite branch out, but I picked the second class, which was the, oh God, what was it?
Was it a mage, a soldier? What were you the
Arcanist? There's the
Arcanist is one.
The Arcanist one, the soldier, shaman, and then
the
Nightblade.
The one who summons.
The what?
That's the occultist.
Cultist.
I think that's what I did. I did Gunslinger Occultist.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it was a blast doing the Gunslinger.
Wow, I haven't even.
Dude, this game came out in February, Sean, and like Zeke played it last week, and I was like, "What the fuck is this game? I never even heard of it."
Heard of this? I actually just looked it up on Steam Spy. It's apparently sold like 650,000 copies.
Yeah, and it's $25. It's cheap.
Sean, I'm not even a big fan of ARPGs. I had a blast in this game for a couple hours.
It was great.
This is talking to a guy who played through Diablo 3 once and was just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. This game is fantastic.
Even for a novice like me, it was super easy to pick up and just go.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I had a lot of
awesome.
fun.
Yeah, that looks beautiful too.
And
Were
yeah,
you-
the scenery is great too.
Yeah, some of the bosses. I was playing on veteran. It looks like Ko was as well. I think that's what Zeke turned it up to, and the
Yeah,
difficulty was like pretty perfect. Like the bosses were hard when they were supposed to be hard, and like would take off enough damage. But if you just like kited them and didn't full on just hold down left click on them, you're not gonna die. Like there's very few instances of death. I did hear I think I forgot who it was, but people were having issues with the multiplayer. I don't know if that was user issue or if that was the game issue because I didn't touch the multiplayer at all. I played completely single player. But for those that are wanting to buy it, look into the multiplayer before you buy it because I don't know if if it's as easy as just like hosting a game lobby like you do in Diablo and joining or inviting and doing that type stuff. But yeah, $25. I think for a while there it was on sale for like $12.50 on the company's website. For the past like month. I don't know if it's still on there, but I had a hell of a time with it. It seems like a great game. I think Zeke did as well. And it sounds like Code did as well for his 2 hours. So
Yeah, it's definitely a game that I would like to go back to, probably off cast, because it's one of the, I mean, I could just sink hours into it and, you know, item hunt and whatever you call it in Diablo.
yeah. I didn't like that pre 50. The only thing that drops are blues, which are epics in this game or lower. Legendary items don't start dropping till level 50, which kind of sucks.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a way of like, I guess, rewarding people that get that far. Because for me, I just want to get like the biggest and baddest items. But a lot of those are gated behind that.
Yeah.
So that's Grim Dawn. Co, anything else? Playing a bunch of Battlefield in the afternoons. Still enjoying
bunch
that.
of Battlefield 1, and basically that's just my placeholder until Titanfall 2. Dead Space, I think that's about it. Yeah, it's been
Cool.
pretty par for the course the last week.
Yeah, I haven't touched Battlefield since before last week's episode of Drop Frames.
I have been having so much fun in that game, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of people are.
I've never played a Battlefield ever.
It's a lot of fun if you're into an FPS where it's just kind of like mayhem, but a little bit of controlled mayhem. That definitely if you squat up, you'll have most fun squatting with friends.
Not only that, especially like what I found is really easy and good for us as streamers. It's so easy to play with your subs and community. It's so easy. Like the friends list is really, you can search it with 3 letters. All you do is you'd be like, okay, every sub, here's my name, send me your friend request. And then you just say, okay, after you've sent me a friend request, post your origin name in chat. And you just type the first 3 letters, click, first 3 letters, click. They can join right on you in a game. And then you have 4 people in your squad. If 9 people join on you, every time someone leaves your squad, if that person's in the round, they just jump right in automatically. It's all automatic.
It's all
so you can just go through like every viewer that wants to play with you. Just in every round, you just kick everyone from your squad, and the next 4 just jump right in. But they'll all stay on your team. So you can keep playing together, even though you're not in the same squad. You can spawn on each other, give orders and everything. It's a blast to play with your community. Blast.
The other game, this will be the final one we talk about. We'll end the show with a showstopper of some sorts. I picked up World of Final Fantasy this week. It came out on Tuesday.
What is it?
I haven't heard I think anything about it anywhere.
It is a at this point in the game.
Nope.
At this point in the game, Zeke, let me tell you about it. At this point in the game, no one has actually commented on why a cat is on this person's head. Okay? This is about 30 minutes into the game, about 20 minutes in the game. No one's talking about why there's a fucking cat on this character's head, right? Turns out that there's like a weird convoluted story. It's Final Fantasy, blah, blah, blah. But the crazy thing is, I actually really like this game. Like, it's reviewed super well. Everyone that plays it is super into it. This is a game for Final Fantasy fans who have ever played any Final Fantasy because it's a game of literally nostalgic bullshit. It is a full-on RPG. It's supposed to be 100+ hours long. Okay. It is a Pokemon old school turn-based RPG, JRPG. So you capture characters, mobs, enemies from old Final Fantasies. This is let me get to a fight.
What's the name of this?
World of Final Fantasy. So that little thing right there is a thing. It's baby Chocobo. Capture him, he fights for you.
Does he still have like eggshell on his head? Is that what that is?
Yeah, he's a little baby chocobo. But you can level him up and turn him into a normal chocobo, and then he becomes a medium chocobo.
So can we just call it Chokimon?
You could. It's very
Does
true.
it become a meta chocobo?
I actually got a black chocobo later, and I think those fly, which you can actually mount them later on. I didn't know this
Chocobo
was
has
fun
evolved
right
into Chocobee.
Look at that! Look at the fucking cactar. He's a fucking train conductor, and it's awesome. Look at him.
Oh my god!
So, it's pretty good.
Oh shit, he's ready to go.
He's ready to fucking go. Here's some of the combat. This is when I just captured this guy. I was naming him after subs. That's not the combat at all. Where the fuck?
I want to go as that for Halloween. Just an eye, just a whole eye with
Just
wings.
an eye? Yeah. If you've played the Final Fantasy games, though, you'll recognize like this fight right here is Ifrit, Ramu, and or Rama and Shiva, and they are kind of the big boss fight, and then you get to choose which one you want, and then you get a little fucking babby one that you have to level up and stuff like that. So, I think this game it's actually Square Enix doing something smart, and they made a good game with a huge emphasis on nostalgia for Final Fantasy fans right before 15 comes out. And it'll be like the perfect game if you want to hold yourself over to Final Fantasy.
Ifrit all the way.
I went Ifrit. 100%. The chat was like spamming Shiva because they're all into the semi-nude blue ice queen, but no, it's all about Ifrit.
Fire.
I just gotta say, man, it's so weird seeing the Ifrit and the Shiva that I grew up with going, man, these guys look totally badass as like these little chibi things.
No, and that's the art style is 100% chibi through and through. Everything is fucking chibi. The main characters, the two people that you play, the twins, one of the actual game mechanics is to turn them into chibis and turn them into normal humans. And that's the way that they stack. So if they're humans, they are a large character, so they go at the bottom of the stack, right? But if they're chibi, then they're medium, and they go in the middle of the stack. So then you get mounts, and you can ride like behemoths, or you can ride a chocobo that are large, or you can ride Ifrit if he's large. Everything is voice acted, too. Here's one thing that really fucking tilted me, and I think we were talking last week about pre-orders and what companies are doing with pre-orders.
Yeah.
The only way to get the Japanese voiceover in a JRPG called World of Final Fantasy is to have pre-ordered the game. Otherwise, you are stuck with the English voice acting, which is not bad. The delivery is fine. It's good reads. The only way to get the Japanese voiceover, as far as on Tuesday, they might have put it up for DLC or for free DLC, was to have pre-ordered.
So wait, I don't know if you guys have talked about this on the show before, but like there's a lot of companies that unlock dollars for marketing based upon the number of total pre-orders.
Oh yeah.
That for many companies, the pre-orders represent the demand and interest in the game, and is apparently in some places uses like the metric to determine how much to spend on marketing. So there's often situations where a developer will do something to incentivize the purchase of the pre-orders because they really want the pre-orders to be able to get the budget to be able to market their game in full.
That makes sense. I understand that business sense, but the
mean,
consumer sees that and they're just like, fuck pre-orders.
Yeah, no, I was going to like, because when I hear that, I'm just like, because that's I don't like the business model of what we're going to do is we're going to take the working product and then we're going to break it and then recharge for it to get the original thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like this game only renders in 480p unless you pre-order, and then it can render at whatever resolution you want.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
This game looks like someone like Final Fantasied up Team America World Police puppets.
A little bit.
You saw that guy laughing. He was like with his like a marionette, like with his whole fucking body.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is like it breaks the fourth wall a shit ton in the game, and it also makes fun of itself and makes fun of like the Final Fantasy franchise. Like I'm trying to think of all of the monsters that you capture or whatever have little descriptions, and then if you've played a Final Fantasy game before, you'll read in the descriptions, and a lot of it's just like stupid, funny stuff. I do want to play an example of a character talking, which the first time it happened, I about quit the game. And this was in the opening of the game, so I need to find it real quick. But
Rub-a-dub-dub.
yeah, let's see. Okay, here we go. And then I'll play it for you guys. Oh yeah, that's God, by the way. You find God in the very beginning of the game. Spoilers. Doesn't make any sense at all. Here we go. Okay, so this character right here is named Tama. This is what she sounds like. You might hear my voice as well. I apologize. Oh.
Dude. How could you forget? You used to command a whole legion of them. You were masters of them. Powerful living illusions known as mirages. In the fact, even the Pleiad answered to you, and those are the 7 strongest mirages of all. With their power, you could have ruled over all the world.
Now you might be wondering why she's adding the in between all the sentences.
It's Tatsu.
That's her shtick. She just adds the in every sentence she talks for the entirety of the game.
That is the voice.
That is
when
the
I
voice.
stop the anime. Like when that voice comes in, I go, "Oh damn, another one," and I turn it off. I can't handle when a character's raising her voice at the end of her sentences, always like this.
Yep. And she adds the into every sentence as well, just to fuck you some more. After about like 4 hours, I just stopped. I somehow tuned it out. I don't hear that voice anymore. I don't hear her reading the. But that's been like the most annoying thing of the game so far.
Well, how in the motherfuck do you expect her to sound, or him, or whatever it is?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you expect this? Look at him.
Oh, also,
Look at the creature and say, "Oh, if this thing sounded like, oh, you gotta go over here now. Listen."
oh, hold on, Zeke. You say that. Let me introduce you to a character that
Is that
looks.
a Pokeball?
I told you they were.
come on.
Here's the chibi versions of the two characters.
Oh my god.
They chibi to chibi?
No. The main characters are quite large. They're human sized, but this is the chibi version of the two characters.
Are quite large.
Yeah. And there's Tama explaining the game. It is a fucking. At the end of the day, it's a good game. But it's the first like hour and a half. I was kind of like, oh god.
This speaks volumes for gameplay. Like,
what do you mean?
It's fun gameplay.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
I played some really weird, questionable shit because the gameplay was fun.
Right.
Like I didn't understand the story. It was really hammed up or strung together. But if the gameplay's fun, I'll continue to play it.
Yeah. This is like the normal fight scene, which you can see.
You're
here.
attacking freshly birthed baby chocobos. You're a monster.
Yeah, but I also have them on my head as well. So those are the stacks, because I didn't mention this, but the way that you fight are two main characters are the bottom or middle stack, right? And then you stack the 3 Pokemon on top of you, and that increases your stats. So that's like the game of the game is that you collect these different, I keep saying Pokemon, you collect these different characters, these different enemies in the game, and then you throw them into your stack and level them up, and you can only have 10 in your party, but you can collect I think there's 300.
Wait, time out. Every time you stack one of these, it physically stacks on top of your head?
But only for 3. There's only 3 in the left and right stacks.
This looks like the most beautifully polished version of the first idea they came up with.
Here's Yuna, by the way,
For
from Final Fantasy X.
stacking on top of the head. I mean, that sounds so weird.
It
For
is.
some reason, it doesn't feel weird when I see it. Like I look at that and you're like, they stack on top of your head, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how they did that.
There you go. They're stacked. That's Frit, which is the baby Ifrit, stacked on top of an eyeball, which has me on the lower version of it.
Oh, I recognize the eyeball bat. Those are those creatures from Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal. The spy bat. You know what I'm talking about?
A little bit, yeah. Here's me fighting Velfor, which is Final Fantasy X summon and Yuna.
I hate your whimper.
Kneel, bow.
Game's pretty good though.
Yes.
No,
Wait,
okay,
no.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll shit talk aside.
Uh-huh.
I am exceedingly glad that you play games like this because I would never have been exposed to it.
Yeah, look at
So
that.
I've
It's the
never
Warrior of Light.
heard
Look
of
at
this
him.
thing.
It's fucking Final Fantasy 1 Warrior of Light. And that's Princess Sarah from Final Fantasy 1.
Now, when it's muted, when they're talking, all I can hear is.
You want to hear what they sound like?
Nope.
That's all. That's like a lot of anime.
It's a lot of anime.
They have been resisting Federation annexation.
That one's not bad.
Yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes. The governmental.
Yeah, the governmental anime voice. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what it is, but like in all English dubbed Japanese anime or just apparently media, there's like those staple voices. There's the high pitched, cartoonish. Everything I say has a big imagination. Ah! You know, it's like there's
Right.
There's the stoic male he's been through some shit.
I think that's how Cloud sounds in the game. I haven't gotten him yet, but that's how I assume he's going to sound.
My hair covers one of my eyes. I don't care for the world to see me.
there's that guy.
And then there's the woman who speaks with a sort of breathy tone about large-scale political conflicts.
Like, and there she was. She was right there, man.
I
As a
wanted-
chibi doll.
I don't know. Is this her? Oh, that's... If you've played Final Fantasy 13, that's Chocobo Lena, who's just the fucking worst person ever created by Square Enix. Just a fucking shit show.
How can you say that? She looks so cute. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I can't. I
Yeah,
can't do it.
Chocobo Lena in fucking Final Fantasy 13. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. You got to hear this voice. Oh, God. Fucking, the game's still so tutorial based.
Can't wait.
Oh, and her name is Chocolate in the game. As
Oh,
should
good
be.
chocolate. Yeah.
Is that because she's oftentimes choking?
Yes. Let me, because Zeke, you were referencing the idea that these little like chibi people would have.
Sound like this.
Yeah. Listen to this person. You'll hear me talking. I apologize.
Show that yourself, Seraphine.
She's still doing
No,
that.
it was you.
She's still doing that.
You had it coming. You know, when you awakened, you should have woke me up too. I don't remember
Don't have a
raising
high
you
voice,
to be
dude.
such a selfish selfer.
Sounds like Fran Drescher. What?
Well, I don't remember you raising me at all.
What is
Who's this?
voice?
Oh, hi. I'm just your adorable local wind pixie, aka Seraphine.
Oh my God, her voice! I just.
Please.
Oh my God.
Stop.
That is the most condescending, breathy voice. That's the voice of someone who
Can we do
really
a shout out, please?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's World of Final Fantasy. It's held me over for Final Fantasy 15. Which, last thing we'll say, the director came out and said that the PS4 Pro will actually make it look better. So I'm glad I'm getting a PS4 Pro for Final Fantasy 15. Even
Oh
if it
yeah,
is
when do those
400.
when do those ship?
The Pros ship on the 8th or the 10th of November. So
Okay, I pre-ordered one as well.
yeah, not next week, but the week after. So we'll be getting our Pros. So
Sweet.
let's do some shout outs so I can go explore the world of Final Fantasy. Zeke, we'll start out with you.
All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Ezekiel the Third. Throw up those faux R's. Variety broadcaster here on Twitch. I want to thank Day 9, Mr. Sean, for being here today. It's all I said during the break, he just like the dude, man. He just fits right in there. So thanks for coming on the show. Also, Co and JP, as always. Variety broadcaster broadcasts at noon Pacific, usually every day. Tomorrow I'll be late because I'm getting cable, or not cable, I'm getting internet hooked up to my new home.
Nice.
So usually at my normal start time. So I'll probably start a little bit later tomorrow, like 2 or 3 hours late tomorrow. But follow me right now. Follow me on Twitter. Get me verified. Pull strings. Get me verified. Ask people. Tell them.
Do it up.
Ezekiel_I on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Go follow my channel. I need to get to 1 million somethings. I need
how
to
you
get to
start.
1 million number.
You need 1 million. Yeah,
Yeah. I need 1 million of something.
exactly.
Either that or if someone could DM me with the right like dick to suck, or perhaps
If someone could FedEx me that dick,
or bean to flick, whatever.
Whatever you got to do, man.
I'll do whatever.
Whatever you got to do. Go do some shout outs.
Absolutely. Big thank you guys for watching today. It's been a huge amount of fun. Day 9 is always a blast to hang out with. And of course, thanks for being on the show. JP and Zeke as well. Thank you guys for the fun. My name is Ko. Hello, you can find me twitch.tv/CohhCarnage, streaming every single day at 8 a.m. EDT. Tomorrow is Dead Space 3. And then in the afternoon, we got early access to Titanfall 2 on the PC. So we're going to be playing that tomorrow afternoon, probably starting around 2 for anyone that wants to check that out. I'll be streaming it in 1080p goodness. So hope to see you there. And really, that's about it. Got Dead Space 3 coming up. BioShock Infinite, we're actually going to be doing a playthrough of that soon. Dishonored 2 right around the corner. It's going to be fun. So hope to see you there. And thanks as always for watching.
Dishonored 2 comes out middle of November, right?
Early November. Actually,
Early
I think
November.
the 9th. Yeah.
Oh,
9th.
shit. Right when I get back from BlizzCon. Okay, cool. Last but not least, Sean, do some shout outs, sir.
Hello, I'm but not least, sometimes more commonly known as Day 9. I'm going to find out what JP wrote. My name is Sean Plott, and I like video games. Come join the Day Nights at one of the links down below.
See, it was short and sweet. Look, I almost went through out of making fun of you because you didn't tell me what you wanted.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I don't know. You make it. I don't, whatever, man. As chat says, I am JR. Due to the typo in Carnage's thing. That was great.
It was Zeke's thing. But yeah.
No, Zeke's thing. Excuse me. What the?
So
Why am I calling you Carnage?
Whatever.
If you call me Mr. 9. Hi, I'm Sean. I like video games. On Mondays, I play adventure games with my friends Sean and Bill, who are amazing. Tuesday through Thursday, I play Snarfstone, typically mediocrely. And Friday, we do a new game. Oh, recently I've been doing all sorts of weird stuff, like streaming during the day, like going on this here podcast, which was sensational. And tomorrow I'm going to yet again do a little Stardew. Water everything. And I'm Hearthstoning to Legend tonight and tomorrow night, as well as over the weekend, and probably on Monday as well. I'm really bad at this. I'm still going. Let me just say thanks to itmeJP for the invite. Thanks to Zeke and CohhCarnage for being amazing, charming, and most of all, airtime filling gentlemen.
There you go.
Wait, JP, shout yourself out. Where do we find you? Who are you?
Oh, I do that after I shut the show down. Every time. So we can just shut it down now. I'll do it afterwards.
All right, bye.
Next week we'll be talking about Titanfall 2. Maybe I'll delve into Smart World or Final Fantasy. And
Don't forget Blades in the Dark next Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Blades in the Dark next Tuesday. Sean may or may not be on the show, Court of Swords, next Tuesday, but he'll be on eventually.
Yeah. I don't think on that Tuesday, but the Tuesday post BlizzCon.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We're out. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Ah!